good, H2Os and Roller Bros? I'm your guide Q. It's time for some more unhinged TikToks. Help, my uncle died and we're going through his room and there's like an inflatable, I think that's a Pokemon, and then there's some other type of thing. They look like they love each other. Your uncle was a gentleman. He had special interests. He was passionate about them. He did his thing and he was unashamed. He probably would have hit it if he had the chance, but you know what? You got to learn more about the man he was before he passed. I went to middle school in the ship account era, and there were so many, and one day I decided to make my own, and my first post was a picture of a couple that was already together, and since I thought he was cute, I did not ship. I posted a pic of them together and captioned it, "Not my cup of tea personally, what do you guys think?" And I was like, what the fuck, because it was getting several likes, and that was because I posted it on my main Instagram account. This is a lesson to anybody. If you do sneaky shit, if you try to talk shit on alternate accounts, you will always forget. Karma will come to get you and you will look like a terrible person on main. When I was working at a pizza place, a woman came in smelling like cigarettes and she asked me, "Do I smell bad?" And I said, yeah, you smell a bit like cigarettes. She was in complete shock and repeated her question, "Can I get a small bag?" And I realized I misheard this poor woman and told her she smells. I don't even have anything to say. This just fucking sucks, bro. You think your mom is unhinged? Well, when I was younger, my mom would tuck me into bed, turn off the lights, and pretend to leave. Then she would wait in the dark so she could crawl over to my bed and scare me right as I started to fall asleep. She only did it twice, but I lived in fear until I was a teen. This fear would never go away for me if that happens. This is like, I don't even know. This is like a genius idea. Like, if you want to fuck up a person for life, this is the perfect thing. I thought my BF was cheating, so I grabbed the leftover long hairs that were mine on his bed and took them to a lab to see if they belonged to another girl. When I got the results back, they told me that all these hairs belonged to 3 other girls that had been murdered, and they had to report it to the police. That day I found out my BF wasn't only a cheater, but a psycho. People just say anything on this app. Like, it's absolutely wild. 1.8 million likes. Like, what is going on in this world? I don't even get it anymore. Some commenter says, "Why are you wanted?" This guy just says, "For kidnapping," and posts a snippet of the article where he's wanted for an international kidnapping charge. Like, it could all be a joke, but it's, why would you even put this level of scrutiny on yourself? Like, I ask again, I asked this in the last video, does somebody have to, like, investigate this? Does, like, anybody have to look into this seriously to see if it's a real thing? When I was 21 and a random man, 45, from the gym asked me to get food with him, so I said yeah, but then he took me to his brother's house and it was apparently Easter Sunday and his whole extended family was there, including his daughter, and they all started yelling at him that the divorce wasn't even finalized yet. Like, I want to believe that this one is true because this guy, I can't imagine what this experience was like. It's so entertaining in like the darkest, worst way. Like, I would love to watch this play out and just watch this dude hate his life as he's realizing how fucked up he is. When my parents ask how I've slept, but I'm literally addicted to that mobile game where you sort the different colors of water into tubes, and every time I closed my eyes, I just imagined new levels of the game. A similar thing has actually happened to me, like with Minecraft and Guitar Hero specifically. If I was playing those games all day, every day, I would like close my eyes at night, and literally I would see the visuals of the games in my head. Like, I would see a Guitar Hero fucking notes flying by, or everything would just look blocky. It was fucking strange, and I knew I was too much of a gamer. This one's fucked up, but I can't lie to you guys and tell me it didn't make me laugh. Nah, cause how the fuck homeless people always have a piece of cardboard, a Sharpie, and sometimes a dog? Do they get a starter pack or something? Like, homelessness is a legitimate problem. People are suffering every day, but this is so funny. I miss when Netflix still had the Hannah Baker bathtub scene so bad because I used to spend my weeknights playing this little game that involved matching with men on Tinder, inviting them over, and forcing them to watch it over and over on repeat until they eventually couldn't take it anymore and left. Like, this is another one where I just want to believe it's true because I want these situations to have happened. Like, a guy comes over, he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna hook up with this chick, she totally wants me, she invited me over on the first date," and then they're just watching this scene and they're like, when does this lead to me sleeping with her? Like, it has to happen now. This can't just be for nothing. Marrying my stepdad was the best decision I've ever made. Now, we all are praying that this is fake, and I bet you it is. But why do people even make up fake stories like this? Because it's just gonna make a bunch of people think that you actually married your stepdad. It will probably be your most popular video forever, and this shit does not go away. POV, you just punched a hole through the flirty goth girl's chest, revealing the wires, metal plating, and CIA wiretaps. This is so true. There's no such thing as a goth girl. There's no such thing as a gamer girl. They're all just, we are being watched by government agencies. That's all it really comes down to. If it seems like it's going well with a beautiful goth individual, it's not real. One time a Tinder boy came over and said he stalked my IG, and my high ass said, "That's okay, I was stalking your Snap location. You were at Costco for so long today, what did you get?" The look of fear in his eyes. The next day his Snap maps were private, respectfully so. What, like, people, it's just wild what people will share with others. It's like, you have to know that these are two different levels of things, and they're gonna be taken in very different ways. When I woke up my ex saying I went through his phone, and he immediately put his shoes on and said, "So I guess we're done," and left. Like, I don't know if this is better than them denying it or trying to make up some excuse. I think it is on some level, because you're just done with it. You don't have to deal with the whole song and dance. It's just over. Why, instead of testing on animals, do we test on trapistes? Not trapistes. You can read the word on the screen if you want to. What would they say? No? This is actually, why not? Why not? Remembering when I was 9 years old at summer camp, I had chest pain and went to the nurse there to ask if I had breast cancer, and she replied, "Honey, you don't even have breast." I could actually picture a real person saying that in like a nice tone of like trying to comfort them, but like it's a funny thing to say. It's funny, I laugh. Remembering the time that my GF was rushed to the emergency room because of something, and I didn't tell anyone and told her I would see her shortly, and went to go hang out with my friend and the girl she hated because I didn't know how to tell her I was losing interest, and broke up with her a week later. Like, this has 16 likes, and yeah, somebody with a small account can also totally lie for clout. But again, I want to believe it's real because this is just the most insane thing to do I've ever heard. But it touches on a real part of reality, which is like, if you're planning to break up with someone and something horrible happens to you and they need you more than ever, like, what do you do? What would you do in that situation? Me remembering that I used to give my ex $20 a day for gas money so he would hang out with me. That is $600 a month. That is $7,200 a year. You're spending $7,200 a year for the boyfriend experience. This is miserable, bro. Me when my ex confessed to cheating on me and I asked with who, and this motherfucker said guess. Okay, so if I ever cheated, which I would never do because it's a fucking horrible thing, I would do this. I would absolutely. I'm a guessing type of guy. If I got cheated on, I would want to guess. I would have a fun time. I'd probably get it right on the first try because I'm a very good guesser. It's a fun game. You know, you're having a bad time knowing that you got cheated on, but now you get to play a fun little guessing game. When I hung out with this guy for the first time and we went out for a walk together and it was cold and I was shivering, and he looks at me and says, sorry, I'd give you my sweater, but I wear a medium." That is a fucking violation on Geneva Convention proportions, bro. How could he? I have zero riz, absolutely zero. I tried flirting with someone by putting their texts in ChatGPT and asking it for flirty and Gen Z cool replies to their texts. You do have riz, you have some riz, just artificially generated riz. You know, it's still valid. When I got manic AF and spent days developing and promoting a fake festival for twinks called Twinkapalooza. And I hate that I'm about to say this because you should not romanticize manic episodes or anything like that. I know people that suffer from them. It is deeply difficult to deal with. But I do kind of love the fact that sometimes super interesting projects like this come out of that sort of thing. Like, I want to hear about your fake twink festival. Like, that sounds incredible to me. You thought you were weird as a child? child, I used to wake up extra early every day before school, like 5:45 a.m., before the kids channel started, to watch the same infomercial about the X5 steam mop, and had vivid dreams of owning it, even though I was only 9 and had never cleaned the house before. I used to wake up this early too, but I would just watch reruns of like Saved by the Bell and Family Matters and stuff, and it's honestly one of the most wholesome memories I have, just being up like way too early. The sun hasn't even come up yet. You gotta go to school, but like you have that moment of respite where you're just watching Urkel be silly and ask, did I do that? You know, it's fun. Ever realized how fucking surreal reading a book actually is? You stare at marked slices of tree for hours on end, hallucinating vividly. I'm not even exaggerating when I say this post kind of made me want to get back into reading, because I can still vividly remember, like, my brain-pictured scenes of books, scenes, what am I, brain-pictured scenes? I don't even know how to speak words, but anyway, I remember the scenes that my brain conjured up for certain books, and it's been like fucking years, and the fact that your brain just does that is one of the coolest things on the planet. Cringe video on screen, music channel video on screen, all my music links in the description and the comments. I've been putting like my entire life into this shit, so if anybody's even remotely interested, check it out. Like you guys a lot, drink a lot of water, channel members on the left, skate on, take care of yourselves and the people around you, and I'll see you super soon. Peace out, Cub Scouts.